Oh man.
What just happened?
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here.
Send the Zoom. Don't send. Oh, I don't know what's going on.
What are
I don't know
you
what
doing?
happened right there. No, Zoom just unexpectedly quit on me. It literally just said, Zoom unexpectedly quit. Are we still live? Are we still?
We're still live. We're still rocking.
Jesus
I was
Christmas.
frozen because I thought you were gonna play something.
Oh, that's very funny. Didn't you hear what I played?
No, I just heard bang, and that was it.
Oh.
You have to share your audio again. You crashed.
Shoot.
You rejoined.
Guys, welcome to the show. This is Loser Leaves Wrestling. Loser Leaves Wrestling. This is the weekly wrestle. I'm so sorry for these hiccups. This is what I play.
Garden Gnome, I'll kick you across the lawn.
Garden Gnome. Who do you think he's talking about there?
He's probably talking about Pac, or he was, Adrian Neville.
Adrian Neville.
But well, I know what. Thank you all so much for having fun with us here. Brooklyn Bleak, never a disappointment. Blessing her soul. You're getting one of these. Give us some likes as soon as you get in here. All the Monies is here. Welcome, all the Monies.
All the Monies. The Saturday Squad is in the house.
Welcome. All the Monies writes Hookhausen. Chico Marx is here.
Chica Marx.
Chico Marx says, "Take your time. It'll be worth it." Oh my God.
That's so nice. Everybody's so nice.
No, that was not the one I wanted to do. That's not the one I wanted to do. We have a lot of fun new soundboards today, right?
Bitch! Asshole.
All right.
Lex Luthor.
Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop with the Breaking Bad stuff. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Red Jefferson. I'm here with Roy Hammer, and God, I have so much to talk to you about with this game, the video game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're gonna get into it.
We're gonna talk a little bit about it. We have some footage. Some
live footage. They don't know what you're talking about. No one knows what you're talking about.
We're talking a little bit WWE 2K22. We'll talk about that a little later in the show. Your boy got it, and boy, do they regret it. Let's keep going. We have a lot to talk about today. There's a lot to talk about.
There is. We were saying before the show that there was a lot of news this week, but nothing that was like big time attention grabbing. There's some big stuff. There's some exciting stuff.
I think I found something that you might be very excited to hear. But I think we have to talk about some other things first. First thing, how are you doing, Roy?
I'm good.
How are you doing, Roy?
I'm good. I'm trying to do this thing where I wear a gold chain sometimes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see.
Okay, Tony Soprano. I like it.
It's gold plated, not actually gold, just for the record, just in case.
That's just like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like Brian Pillman gave Stone Cold Steve Austin that gold necklace that he wore the rest of his career.
Hey, I'm going to get you a gold necklace.
We should get each other gold necklaces. Yeah. I want gold bracelets. Get gold bracelets, you know? Thank you all so much for joining.
Typing in gold bracelets?
No, I'm trying to fix I'm constantly working on my audio. I'm just having my finger on the button to make sure that doesn't go crazy.
Yeah, how are you?
Do not mess with me. I will bury you because I'm crazy.
That answers that question.
Brooklyn Bleak says, "Damn, I didn't get to go see Rampage, but I'm still here. I didn't get to see it. Well, I can't wait to talk to you about it. Should we start talking about Rampage?
Let's start talking about Rampage. I thought this was a fun show.
Let's go to that Rampage slide there, Tam. Thank you so much. Give it up for Tam.
Tam's here. Tam is about to set a record.
Record-breaking Tam. Everyone gives some support to Tam. Tam is doing this big meet where he's trying to break the record in India. And,
no one has ever run the 100-meter dash in under 10 seconds, and Tam's going to do it.
Tam's going to do it. We all support Tam here. I bet Tam's just like, please stop talking about it.
Yeah, hates it. hates it.
We love you, Tam.
Infuriated.
But we got to start talking about Rampage, right? We got to start
talking about it. I thought this was a really fun show. Do you remember like a month ago, maybe, when wow, that's crazy. When this is the first time, by the way, just to be completely transparent, that I'm seeing the stream on my phone since we changed all of like the overlays and stuff.
It looks great.
First time I've ever seen it. That's fun.
You never looked at it?
No.
You've never gone back.
I just keep pushing forward.
What I need you to do is to turn that horizontally so you can't see the chat.
Oh, good point. Oh, that's a great idea. Well, I can still see the chat, but I'll close out of the chat. Anyway, perfect. We're all set. Do you remember like a month ago when Tony Khan was like, I got to stop messing around with Rampage. I'm reckless again, or whatever the fuck he said. All the Rampage shows since he said that have been good.
Yes, they have. And this was a great show. Honestly, it was a tight little show. Yeah. Should we just blaze? What was the top thing for you?
I really liked that women's tag match to open the show.
the women's tag, that was the best. Tony Storm looked great.
Tony Storm looked great. Jamie Hayter looked great too.
Jamie Hayter looked great. Britt looked great. Ruby looked great.
Yeah.
Everyone looked great in this match. Really good stuff. I think that Tony Storm, this is how they should have brought in Tony Storm.
Mm-hmm.
She had some time off. She wasn't in the best cardio. She was huffing air last time she first got in.
That match should have been 5 minutes.
It should have been a 5-minute match and or a tag where like she gets the hot tag, you get to see her do her cool moves, go to the finish.
And you're building the anticipation the whole match, waiting for her to get in the ring.
Having these back and forth debut matches nukes the new person.
Very strange.
Nukes the person coming in.
And I guess there's going to be a new debut in the women's Owen Hart as well as the men's Owen Hart because there's a Joker in both tournaments.
I have to get rid of that Joker bullshit. Just say mystery person. I hate Joker.
It's just like a hard gimmick to keep up with. Because then every year, here's another Joker, and you're debuting people constantly. So it's like tough. And then the expectations of these Jokers are really high. Yeah. So like, what do you think it's going to be? Athena? I mean, that seems, or Tegan Knox.
I want to say it's going to be someone that we don't expect. Not necessarily I don't think they're going to debut someone big. Well, actually, I don't know because they do it all the time and it pisses me off because I don't want to see a new person come in to lose, you know?
Yeah,
Roy,
absolutely.
Are you looking at comments? Were you looking at comments
sorry.
right there?
I was first. I'm sorry. I'm done. Look.
We have rules, Roy.
This is where I am now.
Good.
This is where I'll stay.
Keep it horizontal.
Yeah.
But I just don't like people being brought in to lose.
Yeah, I agree.
So unless they win it, do I want Athena to be coming in?
Yep.
Or Tegan Knox?
Yeah.
Or would I want Cesaro to be coming in?
Right.
Or like who I prefer in that Joker category if they're not going to win? Jeff Cobb.
Oh, that's a good, like someone from New Japan even, just to get the show.
Someone New Japan and someone that
that's smart.
That can lose without them being like, oh well, he's going to be here for a while. You know, he's going back.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say hypothetically it's Claudio Castagnoli, Cesaro, whatever, and he fights Samoa Joe in the first round. They have a knockdown, drag out, 18-minute match. Yeah. And because Claudio, you don't have to worry about his cardio. He's good. He's okay.
He'll never. He'll
always. He'll be fine.
I can't wait to see him in his 60s because he's gonna be fucking jacked. He's gonna be literally he's never gonna look different. He has been that age, whatever age he's at, his entire career.
Yeah.
He shaved his head and he's been immortal ever since.
Yeah.
He looked older with hair.
Well, that is true. That is very true.
He looked terrible with hair.
Let's say he fights an 18-minute match against Samoa Joe and beats Joe clean. Do you think that's okay? In a tournament like this, like I think about New Japan's tournaments and like the heavyweight champion of all of New Japan are always in these tournaments and they lose matches. They lose, but they're still the champion. And it doesn't really hurt them. Like,
I don't
do you think
mind.
that hurts Samoa Joe?
I think it hurts Samoa Joe if it's done cleanly. Yeah. I think Jay Lethal has to be involved or something saying or something. But then that makes Claudio look like shit because like you can't get the win on position. So that's why that's a bad position to have someone in unless they're going to win the entire thing. Right. Yeah, they could have him beat him clean. I just feel like Joe's got a little, I don't know. I want to, fine. I'm fine with Claudio beating Joe as long as he wins the whole thing.
Right. Well, I think Joe ultimately will lose because I'm sure Joe and Jay Lethal are going to be fighting at the pay-per-view or something like that. So,
yeah. Anyway. We have some comments here. We have Chica Mark saying, "Hell yeah, woo tam." Let's get one of these. This is for you.
Hey, homie, I can see your doodle.
Thank you so much. All the money's right. Yes, great women's tag match. Ruby is such a fun fire plug. I'm going to say that's a compliment.
Yeah, it is.
Fire plug, is that a thing? I've never heard
spark
that.
Plug.
Spark plug. Oh, yeah, like Bob Holly.
Like Bob Holly, Sparky
awesome.
Plug.
Yeah, no, she's doing great. She's doing some of her best work.
She
right
is.
Now. Excellent job, and I'm glad that she's found that fire. Brooklyn Bleak says, can Candice LeRae debut as the Joker?
Interesting.
I wonder.
So her contract has expired officially, and she is a free agent. But my only question is like, you just had a baby. How long does it take you to kind of get back into shape and all that stuff?
And honestly, no offense to Candice LeRae, but that's not a big.
I think that's so fun. You don't think that's big? I mean, she was on NXT. She was a mainstay on NXT TV for a long time.
Oh my god.
AEW's direct competitor for the first year and a half. Come on.
Oh my goodness. Athena would be a big deal. Candice LeRae is not a big deal. Tegan Knox isn't a big deal.
Both of
Dakota
them.
Kai isn't a big deal. But we can all agree that
A bunch of haters.
would want. I don't know, Candice LeRae. I don't know. I'm just.
You're the hater.
Uh,
You're the hater.
All right.
no, I'm not.
Grand Metalik.
We're having some fun here. We have some comments here. All the money's right. A rumor is the Joker could be Bray Wyatt.
What?
I wouldn't mind Bray Wyatt versus Joe.
Yeah, sure, but Bray Wyatt's gonna win the Owen Hart Cup.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Let it happen.
He's gonna come down. If he comes down to the ring and plays himself, it isn't any wacky character. It is just straight up Wyndham Rotunda, and he gets on the mic after beating Joe and said, "Enough is enough, and it's time for a change." Fine, he wins the tournament.
That's pretty good.
How you doing?
We got to keep moving on. We also have Brooklyn Bleak saying, I want Cobb or Castagnoli. That's all. Lol. Immortal. I think you think of lol.
Immortal.
Immortal.
I love that. I love
you, Brooklyn Bleak. Joe Wright. Joe's in the chat. Joe is in the chat. Let's get a fun one for Joe.
You are fake news.
No, that's not nice.
Yeah, that's
not
real
nice.
fun.
You're going to get one of these. Welcome to the show. Joe writes, the Joker gimmick on AEW shows is the dumbest thing. Let's get a win for Joe.
Wow.
And a wah.
Do you think the soundboard is driving people away from this show?
Maybe.
Well, we don't need them.
I should be. We've gotten some comments in the past, but from a good friend of the show, Rock Langlois, that make sure not to overdo it. And I think I've been breaking that rule the past few weeks. Joe continues, they always win and are the last one in the match, so the winner hasn't earned it in the same way that earlier participants would have. Yeah.
Well, I guess
true.
there's not going to be a whatever they normally do here, like a Joker's Wild Battle Royal or whatever they call it, because they're going to do the tournaments instead. And this is where the Joker plays in. So I guess we'll see.
I just hate it, but like having them come in at number 30 or whatever that number is very dumb. Or 21 because it's blackjack.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's what it is.
Brooklyn Bleak says, Candice LeRae escorted by Gargano or Mia Yim escorted by Keith Lee. Mia
Yim would also be cool.
Mia Yim would be dope. Mia Yim would be cooler than Candice LeRae. No offense, Candice.
Wow, you just this is like so whatever. It's fine. Keep
what
going.
you want to?
All of them have an equal amount of exposure. Like you're not like this person's a big deal. This person.
Athena does not.
Athena why has more exposure?
Yeah, she does.
When was she ever on the main roster?
Yeah, she was before she got cut.
That's okay. Can someone fact check that? I feel like she was for like a
and
week.
Mia Yim is a bigger deal than Candice LeRae. That's just a fact. She was also on the main roster.
Okay, but also I don't think Mia Yim was on the main roster. First of all, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Are you talking about Retribution?
Yeah, I forgot that she was part of Retribution. Candice LeRae was a PWG Tag Team Champion. It's been a lot of time in PWG, which is not a big deal to the casual fan, but as we're continuing to learn, the casual fan for AEW doesn't really exist. It's the hardcore fan base.
We have Joe writing, also agree with all the monies. Hookhausen has stolen my heart. We must all ship them hard. Ship them hard. Interesting, Joe. I don't know what that means.
Ship them.
Let's ship them hard. Connor O'Reilly is here.
Connor.
Welcome, Connor. I won't do anything.
You can Connor a sound.
Man, I'm going to get yelled at by you.
No. That's
Connor says, I could only see Candice being the female Joker if Johnny is the male Joker, but that feels like it's trying too hard. Please don't make Johnny the male Joker.
Why?
Oh, my God.
Johnny's a good wrestler. He's literally built for this kind of tournament, a work rate tournament. That's who he is.
Oh, sorry, I just heard Johnny Gargano. Well,
what else did you like on Rampage?
I have to finish these comments and then we'll get right into the other things. Joe writes, Candice and Gargano for AEW, the most powerful couple in AEW with Cody gone. Joe, you're fired.
Maybe they'll be the reality show.
They aren't on the level of Hookhausen, but who can be? Impossible standard to live up to. I love your bromance with Danhausen, Joe.
Yeah.
Let's. I'm just going to go through the show real fast.
Go through it.
Great match, the tag match. Eddie phone called into the show, which was cool.
Yeah.
I love that. That's the type of thing I want because he's just like, listen. He calls into Jericho. He's like, listen, Jericho, my beautiful wife. she's seen me beating up and torn apart. When she saw this past weekend, made her cry. My beautiful wife cry. I'm going to make you feel that way. And I thought it was perfect.
Can I tell you?
And Jericho's expression, once he's just like, I'm going to come after you, he's just like, but then it was ruined by Jericho being like, what do you mean a phone call?
Can I tell you my issue with it? It's like really like nerdy and marky, but I just know that Eddie Kingston isn't married. I just know that he hasn't had a wife for 20 years. I know that that's not true. And as a wrestler, like, yes, I do. And as a wrestler who's so transparent and so honest with his audience, the fact that he's just straight up being like, oh, my wife, like, he hasn't been married for 20 years. That's like not inaccurate.
So what you're saying is he's being...
You are fake news.
Okay, all
he's being fake news. No, but I will say this about it. It seems like I was going to say this about it. I'm just going to say that that's very sports entertaining.
It is
sports entertaining.
It is, and
very interesting.
The phone call is also very sports entertaining. It reminds me of like 1996, 1997 WWF, and
I think that's great though.
Yeah,
I love that.
I do.
Then we get Tony Nese challenging Danhausen.
That's fun.
Very exciting stuff. Very exciting. We get Hook versus JD Drake in a fun little match.
JD Drake, massively underrated.
Massively underrated. And the finish, which was super cool, was a Dragon Sleeper. He's giving him Dragon Sleeper, flipped over onto JD Drake's back, then gives the red rum, tap out. Great sequence there. But then we get Danhausen coming out, asking for Hook to be in his corner against Tony Nese. And this is the birth of Hookhausen. He pushes Danhausen to the ground, but Danhausen had a present, a bag of chips.
Yeah, for his birthday.
A bow wrapped around it for his birthday. And as soon as he picked it up, the crowd blew up from him picking up a bag of chips. And then he put it to the ground. They booed. They're just like, why aren't you accepting this gift? I love what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be ringside for this match, but I think he's gonna come. He's gonna do a run in.
He's gonna do a run in at the end.
Yeah.
Once he gets beaten up by Smart Mark and all this stuff that's going on, he's gonna lose.
He's gonna lose.
Danhausen's gonna lose and get beat down afterward, and that's when he's going.
Boy, does Tony Nese need this win to make this at all interesting. Tony Nese needs to win this match.
Tony needs something. Brooklyn Bleak says Kingston's wife or wifey. That's a good point, Roy.
Fair.
That's a really good point.
Fair
Excellent point, Brooklyn Bleak.
Fair point.
We're going to do short noises today. See if that's going to be the case. If we want to not scare people away from the show, maybe small.
I'm so sorry I said that. That was inappropriate.
No, now it's in my head and now I can't get it out.
It's inappropriate.
I just hear Rock Langlois saying like, "Don't overdo it." And I'm just like,
no,
Rock,
I want you to overdo it.
We love you, Rock. No, Rock's right. All the money says, I choose to believe Eddie's wife is ODB. Old Dirty? You think she's ODB? That's awesome. Her poor food truck.
What happened to her food truck?
Her food truck burned down earlier this year.
I didn't know that.
I think it was earlier this year or late last year. Her food truck burned down, and then Foley, a bunch of people did like a fundraiser for her.
That's great.
And I think it's back up and running, but bless her. We love ODB. Right? We're big fans of ODB.
Sure, of course.
I need an ODB soundboard. Her just slapping her tits and being like, "Oh, it made out of Formica." Like, just say that. Love Brooklyn. Brooklyn Bleak says, "Oh, what a goofy couple." Well, which one? Kingston and ODB? I guess like that. That'd be very cute. Yeah. But we have more to talk about. FTR did a nice little promo in the back about the Owen Hart tournament.
He's fighting Adam Cole in the first round.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Very interesting. Really and also, he's wearing a cool T-shirt. 6-star FTR. Love that.
It's a good shirt. It's
good shirt. Interested in it.
You want one for your birthday?
No, I want Pro Wrestling Tees to respond to my emails for my birthday.
Seriously.
Jeez. Like, because honestly, I'm sorry, 2.3 thousand subscribers on the YouTube. Maybe you could give us a look.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes. Then we get Yuka Sakazaki. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Excellent. Versus Riho, and it was fine.
Good match.
Yuka's great. I like
Yuka's so fun.
Yuka's very fun. Yeah, hard hitting. I like her style. Riho can kick rocks. But Riho wins this. And she's moving on in the tournament.
Rio's a good wrestler, and I like her black gear.
Next up, we get Spears in the back. Spears talking about Wardlow. Very good stuff. Spears talking about Wardlow. He wants everyone to listen, wants Wardlow to listen. He's just like, it made you feel like a giant. It made you feel like Superman. Oh, kryptonite's come, bitch. Or something like that. I'm going to.
I really like, I hope they do the Goldberg with him where Goldberg would sometimes fight a guy who stood no chance against him, but he would his opponent would like hit him with a weapon a bunch of times. and it would be like, oh, he has the advantage for about 15 seconds. I hope they do that with Sean Spears. Hits him with a chair a bunch of times, and then Wardlow just crushes him.
Oh, I want it to be back and forth, but it won't be. This is the time that Wardlow should have This is the time Wardlow should have a back and forth. It shouldn't have been with the Butcher. Was Butcher a good match? That was a bad match. Yeah. That was a back and forth. The
W. Morrissey match was also a little more back and forth.
Too back and forth. Bad match.
Do you have that in your news?
What?
That the WWE apparently was really impressed.
No
with
spoilers. You're spoiling the news.
I asked you if it was in your news.
You're spoiling the news. Next up, we get Dan Lambert coming out. And you remember how she said last week that Dan Lambert and Scorpio Sky are good guys?
Well,
yeah.
Well, Scorp is clearly becoming a babyface, and he's clearly going to get turned on.
Is a bad guy that's he's different than Dan Lambert. He's different than him. But they are bad guys.
Well, everybody else in that segment was a bad guy, but Scorpio was a good guy.
So Frankie Kazarian was a bad guy?
No, Frankie Kazarian was a good guy.
Yeah, so he's.
I'm saying the other two members of America Top Team in that segment, they were bad. They're bad guys. No. But do you see what happened? So it's one thing for Scorpio Sky to be acting like a good guy when he's a bad guy. However, when he pointed at Dan Lambert's the other belt and he was like, that should be you shouldn't be having that around your waist. That's No,
but he's just taking himself seriously. Basically they come out here talking about the TNT title. He mentions that there should only be one championship. Dan put that in the display case where it belongs. Frankie Kazarian comes out and he's just like, I don't care about any of you, but Scorp, you owe me a championship match, and they're going to get it.
Yeah, and Scorpio's I'm the man of my word. Blah, blah,
this is the best Scorpio sound.
Like myself,
This is very. You kind of look like Scorpio Sky a little bit. It's crazy. He's a good looking guy.
Handsome man.
Moving on, we got Jungle Boy and Ricky Brawl, which was fine.
Yeah,
fine. It was fine.
It was fine. I just don't
take it seriously for Jungle Boy to do anything violent.
That's my problem. I just can't take Jungle Boy seriously. I just can't do it. I thought Ricky looked great in a brawl, even though he got his butt kicked. I thought he looks like somebody who should be in a brawl. Jungle Boy looks like somebody who should be, selling popcorn or something.
Oh, interesting.
He should be working at a convenience store, flipping through nudie magazines, and he's like, ho, that should be Jungle Boy.
Very interesting.
I like.
You think of Jungle Boy the way I think of Rio.
Rio should be working at a convenience store, flipping through nudie magazines.
Yeah. He should be selling popcorn. In the last match, we get Jay Lethal versus Takeshita.
Takeshita, Takeshita. Yeah,
doing it good.
That's pretty good. That was good.
And Lethal won with his lethal.
I thought it was a good match. It was a good back and forth. Lethal injection.
Yeah, good match. I like Takeshita.
Takeshita is very talented. I did not like this beatdown at the end, though. I did not like it.
The Satnam Singh needs a little bit of work.
I just don't why are best friends involved? Orange Cassidy, I don't know.
Why is Jericho making fun of his ears?
Yeah, there was too much of that. I did not like that.
There's a lot of ear jokes about Satnam Singh's giant ears.
Yeah, he would make fun of his ears and then immediately internally realize that he can't do that, and he'd go, because he's big. He's a big guy.
We got Connor O'Reilly in the chat saying, to be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing Wardlow take on Brian Cage.
Enemy
spotted. Brooklyn Bleak's. No.
Wardlow is quickly becoming exactly what Brian Cage wishes he could be.
I'm not denying that, but that sounds like a terrible match.
I think it'd be a good match, but Brian Cage is just really boring.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. All the Money's writes, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus gimmicks needs to evolve. Pun intended. That's really fun.
Yeah.
I like that pun.
That is fun.
Excellent job, All the Monies. I like that. But we should probably get going to the news, right? We've been staying on the Rampage for
We've been talking
God knows how long. God knows how long. Yeah. But we have a lot to cover today. A lot. Actually, this is a pretty packed news show. And I have a hot story for you, Roy.
Okay, let's do it.
The hottest story. Are you ready, Tam? Could you hit that first slide? Mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, Kane has a new DDP yoga bod, and it's looking pretty ripped. Looking real ripped in this photo. Roy, can you see this photo of a ripped daddy Zaddy Kane?
It's coming.
Well, you'll see it soon.
There it is.
There it is. And so you got a ripped Kane there. Wow. Great job, Kane, right? This is the hottest news item of the week.
Yeah, I wish he could, do a little more exercise on his brain. Big ding dong.
But Roy made fun of my top news story earlier, so I just spice it up. This isn't really the top news item of the week. This is honestly the bottom. This would have been the bottom one if it weren't the top.
This isn't even a news story. You don't even want to congratulate Kane for being the Republican nominee of like president of Knoxville, Tennessee.
It wasn't like a bit. It was unopposed. It's not like it's a big win. It's just like he showed up that day and no one else did.
Doesn't that kind of happen to Jesse Ventura too? Isn't that how he kind of?
No, he won. Oh, he won. I think he won the Independent Party on nomination unopposed, but he still had a win that state, and he did.
And he was governor, right?
Good governor.
Was he a good governor?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a great governor.
Okay.
More
better than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, better than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger definitely balanced the budgets, California, but he's also a dickhead. So he's
California.
And I think it ended poorly, if I remember.
He's doing well now. He's on the right side of a lot of issues these days.
Yeah, he's trying to save his image before he dies.
Keep going.
We gotta keep going. Next slide there, Tam. AEW, All Elite Wrestling. You ever heard of it? Hit with a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit.
Class action.
For violating the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Yeah.
Some people tried to log on to the AEW shop and purchase some items, and they're visually impaired.
Yep. And
they were the website is not designed for visually impaired people, and which is interesting because I'm very ignorant to this. I'm going to be very honest that I'm ignorant too.
Yeah.
What does a website look like for visually impaired people?
I'm glad you asked, Red, because I have a job briefly doing customer support for a marketing company, and this was a big hot topic, huge hot topic, and this is legit. If you don't have this option on your website, people can sue you for tons of money and tank your business. This will not happen to AEW, but like a real estate company could get tanked, like a small mid-level like real estate company, which is a lot of the people that I talk to. It's essentially like it's a button that you like press. It's a little CAPTCHA or something. I'm not totally sure how.
How do you find the button?
There's it's connected to your computer. You press it. It's something. I don't totally know how it works.
You came in.
It talks to you
like an expert. You're just like, funny you mentioned it, Red. I got some information on the topic. I'm not sure how it works.
I know how it works once it's activated, but I don't know how to get to it. But it talks to you. It tells you where to go. It tells you what you're looking for, all that kind of stuff. And if you don't have that, they can't use it, and they can sue you. So that's
there's also. Interestingly enough, in Los Angeles, before COVID, there was a lot of lawsuits going on at local comedy shows because they didn't have the equipment for people with audio hearing, hearing disabilities. And it's required that these comedy shows, so if you have a backyard comedy show, you need to have that. Otherwise, you could be potentially sued.
Yep.
Very interesting. Even if there's no money, and I agree, I'm just ignorant to the subject. I would love to hear anyone's thoughts that know more about it.
Well, two things. First of all, I'm pretty sure Shop AEW is powered by Pro Wrestling Tees, so it's Pro Wrestling Tees' fault.
Those fucking assholes don't respond to my emails, don't care about the visually impaired.
Yeah, and then second of all, I went to their website just now, and there's already an option there. They've already put it in there.
Yeah, it's smart. It's not hard to do. I'm sure. Well, I don't know if it's hard to do. I'm, again, ignorant. Let's keep moving on, though. We should really keep moving on. Next slide there, Tam. So we all know that AEW had Roads to the Top, right? Roads to the Top.
I've heard
about it. And now that Cody and Brandy are gone, they got to fill those spots. And it was talked about that they might do another couple with Britt and Adam Cole.
Sure.
Maybe Brian Cage and Melissa Santos.
Melissa Santos.
But
good option.
I just had a picture.
Your picture.
No thought, conform, marry, reproduce, do not question authority, consume, sleep, submit, obey. God, I hate that he's using they live quotes. It's they live. That's all they live.
They live? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
But it just bothers me when he says it. Essentially what their plan is, because they greenlit this new show before the merger with Discovery. So it's planned to go forward, and it might just be an AEW backstage, which I hope they do.
What do you see that looking like?
Like Roads to the Top without the relationship stuff, just the backstage stuff.
Okay.
Where you see them like going over like things with MJF or like Dax is injured, or what have you. I want that. That's something that I could get behind. But like having it be focused on Britt and Adam, like I don't
want that. I don't want that. That sucks. Sure. I agree. I think that's fun. I think that'd be great. Do you remember when TNA had a show like that?
No.
Yeah, it was in like 2012, and it was like all backstage stuff, but I think it was kind of a work. I feel like somebody in the chat probably remembers that show and can remind me of the name of it. I feel like Brooklyn Bleak does. I feel like Brooklyn Bleak always has good TNA memory. Good TNA. Yeah,
let us know, Brooklyn Bleak, if you have some of those. We actually have a comment here from Brooklyn Bleak. I bet in regards to Kane, I bet Vince is screaming why Kane didn't do this while he was with Daniel Bryan or something. He looked good. Oh, he's always been in good shape.
Yeah.
Hasn't he?
I think over the last few years, I mean, he's older, but he's also looked a little more rotund, but he doesn't really do a lot anymore.
He's got a rotund face. His face is looking, but like he's always been in great shape.
Yeah.
Connor says, I bet Tony didn't see that lawsuit coming. Just kidding. Don't hate me. I don't like that, Connor. Connor, get out of here. You're going to get one of those, Enzo Amore.
Cup of haters.
A bunch of haters.
I wish they had a cup of haters. A cup of coffee?
My pepper jack.
My pepper jack. I don't know what that means. We got to keep moving on. Now, next up, next slide there, Tam. Sad news. Stu Grayson of Dark Order fame, the original member alongside Evil Uno, debuted at 2019 Double or Nothing, the inaugural Double or Nothing. His contract expired and it has not been renewed, and he is going to be moving on to other things. Looks pretty graceful, at least. It doesn't seem like there's any hard feelings, at least from his side. Why do you see this move? Why not keep Stu Grayson in this tag division?
Yeah, so what I've read from what I've seen is that they offered him a contract and he said no. Because he wanted more money, and I think he also feels underutilized. Yeah. And I think he thinks the whole Dark Order is underutilized, and they are. I do think it's a giant missed opportunity that Uno and Stu didn't get more of a serious look as tag team contenders, because they're awesome. They're really good. They are awesome. And unique. Stu, yeah, 100%. And I look at Stu as like, do you remember when Jeff Cobb was like Monster Montanza in Lucha Underground?
Sure. Yeah.
And he had the big crazy mask, and he was guy who could do anything. That to me is what Stu Grayson could be anywhere in the fucking world. Like, Stu isn't like an excellent talker, but Stu's an incredible wrestler who can do anything. He's super strong. He can fly everywhere.
Claudio.
Yeah.
He's basically Claudio with a beard.
Yeah. So I think he should go to Impact and become champion, honestly. I think he's that awesome. You give him a mouthpiece, and the world is the absolute whatever, his oyster. He's awesome. I love
Give this man some oysters. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him too. We have some comments here. Brooklyn Week says, I would like an AEW version of TNA Spin Cycle show with the wrestlers hosted by RJ City. So it's Spin Cycle, huh? That was what it was called?
I guess. Have you watched any of that show, by the way? I was going to make you watch some of that. No. Hey EW. Have you watched any Hey
Oh, no, EW? I have not watched any. I have an idea for this Monday. By the way, we should talk about it.
Great.
But yeah, no, I have not seen any of Hey EW. Is it good?
I'm going to make you watch. It's fun. It's really, RJ City's really fun. Him and Billy Gunn, really fun.
I want that job. Brooklyn Bleak, or hell, maybe a type of TNA gut check.
Gut check, maybe was the name of the show. They had so many random like C shows.
Brooklyn Bleak, we have to start talking about this stuff. We need some help with some of our TNA stuff. We'll reach out to you. Moving on, we got to keep going, Roy. We have to keep going because we still have a lot of news.
Yeah,
a lot of news. Next up, this is the next slide, Tim. WWE versus AEW on the Google Trends. Google searches of April. This April, want to hear it? Did you see this?
This is so silly already. I know I haven't seen it, but it's so silly.
So the top wrestler searches. Who do you think was number one?
Roman Reigns.
Yes, very good. And with by a large margin, too. Who's number two?
That picture's really funny. I don't know. Matt Riddle? I don't know.
Matt Riddle? Not Brock Lesnar?
Oh, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's April, though. This was also WrestleMania season, so of course all of these people are going to be high.
Let me rattle down a little bit here.
Riddle them down.
Number one, Roman. Number two, Brock. Number three, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Sure.
Number four, Cody Rhodes. And then it goes for a while. Guess who's the first non-WWE?
Joey Janela.
Great Khali. Number 15.
Because of Satnam Singh, I'd assume.
Number 15. And guess who's next? The first AEW superstar.
John Moxley.
Paul White. Number 18. Who's the next non-WWE performer?
Jim Cornette.
Chris Benoit. Who's right after Chris Benoit?
Kenny Omega.
Paige Van Zandt.
Oh, cool.
It's just the fact that the first active member of the roster, who's the first active AEW member of the roster to appear
Paul
in the
White.
top Google searches? No, he's not active. He's
He
retired.
wrestles on Elevation
Besides
sometimes.
Paul, okay, active meaning last week.
I mean, he's had more matches in AEW than Paige Van Zandt.
For Christ's sakes. Just give me the damn answer. Who's the first? CM Punk.
Oh, CM Punk.
At 25.
What point are you trying
25.
to prove here?
After that, Jeff Hardy at 34. And after that, Moxley at 38. Depressing.
Why is that depressing?
It just is.
It was WrestleMania season.
We got to keep moving on. I just wanted to throw that in your
Hey,
face.
do you have any anything in your news about this AEW New Japan show?
No. Why would I have any news about it?
Because it's sold out in under 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah, guys. It's sold out in under 40 minutes. Did you hear? That's news.
Do you understand? I just want to point this out to you that the show sells out in under 40 minutes without a match being announced, without anything. And on top of that, they did it. They did another $1 million gate, and that's their second $1 million gate in less than a month, and they're the first company since WCW to do that.
Wow, that's some impressive stuff.
Yeah, Google searches are so much more fucking important.
Fathead. Shut your ass.
Yeah, keep trying, pal.
You disrespectful, stupid idiot.
How do I unmute you? Oh.
Jesus.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Can I talk now? You monster.
You're the monster.
Brooklyn Bleak writes, that list of searched wrestlers gives me absolute zero F it. Gives me absolute zero F it. Brooklyn Bleak, there's a lot of the context to how you're saying that, and I'm not good at reading context. F it. I think you're trying to say the Enzo Amore thing is just like, if I had a dime for every time I appeared on the Google search list, I'd have 0 dimes.
Is that true? Has he said that?
Well, that's one of his famous quotes.
Oh, I had no idea.
All the money says selling out in 40 minutes is like PWG tickets. PWG is so hard to get. It is hard to get, except if you're with Chica Marks. Chica Marks hooked us up earlier this year. We saw a PWG
That's
show
so fun.
together. Everyone get up for Chica Marks. We have to keep moving on, Roy. We
Yeah,
can
let's keep
dilly-dally
going.
in this forever.
What a mess.
We have to talk about someone that was trending this week. Someone that was trending. And we all know who it is, right?
Malcolm
We know who
Bivens.
No, it's not this guy either.
Gulag.
It's not Drew Gulak.
Grand Metalik.
You'd be wrong there too. I don't have one that just says his name. It's Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore is trending after the big cast match, that W. Morrissey match. I just said the Enzo thing just so I could transition into W. Morrissey, and that the WWE is really into him.
Yeah.
They saw his match this past week with Wardlow, and they're just drooling over him because he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. But I honestly, I don't get it. We saw that match, and I didn't think it was a good match.
No. But he's a
bad
big guy. You know, they loved him then. They loved him in 2015, 2016. They loved his size, but he was just like out of shape and erratic. Yeah, he was an
he's
asshole.
just like, he like didn't want to do things. He was.
Yeah, and he like made Carmella feel uncomfortable and weird.
Did he?
Yeah, because they used to date, and he like made a big deal out of it or whatever. But
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Well, that's
so,
not good.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully he's grown up, and I know he's had some problems, and he's kind of figured them
it's
out.
gotten better.
I just want Enzo to get another shot too.
Why?
What do you mean why?
I don't know. I mean, Enzo, like, he can't. You know, was he a good wrestler?
You fools.
Yeah. He was a great personality. You don't have to be a fun wrestler. Like he doesn't have to wrestle. Jesus Christ, what's going on?
What's going on? Do you need anything?
No, I'm getting a phone call.
Who is it?
Sucasana, New Jersey.
Oh, Susquehanna.
That's not Susquehanna.
No, it's not.
It's Sakasana. Sakasana. But we have to keep moving on. Brooklyn Bleak says, W. Morrissey versus Omos incoming. Yikes. Real yikes. Great point, Brooklyn Bleak. We can't have that. Moving on.
Have that.
You can't have that. I love it. You see? Yeah. Oh, don't act like you're not impressed. Next one, Tam. Thank you. WWE's new 90-day rule. Have you heard about this 90-day rule for their trainees and people in the performance center? If they don't show enough improvement within 90 days, sayonara, kid. The most recent, or one of the most recent people to suffer this is Harland Boudreaux.
What's it? Parker Boudreaux is his real name.
Oh, yeah,
Harland was his NXT name.
Yeah. Do you see the picture I put up? Just a bunch of sad wrestlers.
Can I tell you something real quick?
What?
I've been getting weird spam WhatsApp messages. And as I was looking at this photo, one just popped up, and it's from a person named Lydia, and it says, Dr. Kevin, my kitten is slow and doesn't eat cat food. Can you make an appointment for me?
Yes. Come in this afternoon.
This picture is very funny.
We don't want to fuck around with her cat.
I think it's a robot anyway.
But if you do get another one of those, you should get a Google Voice. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I did get a text message a few weeks back from a woman saying, it was like, Beverly, are we having lunch at 4? And I just sent back a gif of Kramer going,
so stupid. By the way, everyone go check out our Patreon. We got a lot of content flowing through the veins. A lot of this flowing through. Also check out the hotline. Give us a call on the hotline, 201-574-7222. Have you seen our newest TikTok?
Yeah, it's
Have
good.
you seen our newest TikTok?
It's fun.
It's
also
really
our
fun.
newest podcast. Have we dropped that yet?
Why don't we have to start doing
good.
After you upload it? Could you text me
Good
so then I
idea.
could upload it in? Because I keep it. That's my bad.
We'll drop it on Monday.
We'll have that. It's gonna
Our newest podcast.
I'm gonna drop it today.
Drop it today. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna drop today, so you all can enjoy it on the weekend.
A deep dive.
It's gonna be dropped immediately after this podcast.
Whoa!
Immediately after this podcast, you get a. What did we talk about this podcast?
We talked about a deep dive. We went through the entire history of the WWF Hardcore title.
The entire history of the WWF Hardcore title. It's our most evergreen material that we've had so far.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great time.
It's the most evergreen thing.
We watched 10 matches and talked about
10 matches, and we talk about them, and we talk about the history. We talk about the most wins, least wins.
Yeah, most time with the title. Anyway, I think they blew it here because I think this guy, if they had let Harland be himself, be Parker Boudreaux, he's got a good look. Why did they shave his head? He had great hair. They made him shave his head. They didn't let him do anything. And
it's his resemblance to Brock.
If I was AEW, I'd sign him and put him in development. I'd send him to the Nightmare Factory or whatever that's called now with QT Marshall for like the next, just the factory for 6 months. Let him just work with QT for 6 months. Keep him off TV. Let everybody forget about him and re-debut him as something brand new, as himself, as Parker Boudreaux or whatever, or just as Boudreaux. Like whatever.
Boudreaux.
Parker Boudreaux.
Yeah, Parker Boudreaux. Chico Marks is in the chat and commenting on our one of our most recent TikToks. Spit take was gold. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's very nice.
But we have a new one up, Chico Marks. You got to check it out. It's me doing my impersonation of Tony Khan. We got to keep moving on.
Yeah.
Roy?
Roy? Yes. Keep going. I just have to close my door. Keep going.
Do you want to share your note with the class?
Yeah.
Are you talking to this lady about her cat?
No, I'm saying Apollonia's coming home and their dogs are going to start barking, so I'm closing the door.
Oh, smart. No, thank you. I'm glad that we're all on the same page now. We have to move on, Roy. Where did you go? Where did he go? Did he go to close the door? I didn't realize he was going right now to close the door. Lord goodness. Sound off in the chat. Roy's closing the doors over here.
Yeah.
We're moving on, Roy.
We're moving on. Let's do it.
We're moving on. This is a quick one. Next slide there, Tam. Fox, 20th Century Fox Sports, they want SmackDown to have exclusive wrestlers no longer appearing on USA.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's new. They don't want to be sharing all their wrestlers, and that's what's been happening. They want exclusive, and I'm excited about this. I'm very excited about this because this kind of is starting to feel like it's
the greedy fox. Yeah,
it's pretty good. But it's starting to feel like a competition again.
I hope so.
Less between Raw and SmackDown, but more between NBC and Fox. And that's interesting to me because that's real.
Yeah.
That's as real as it gets.
Yeah.
They don't want to play nice with each other.
I guess we'll see what happens. I guess we'll see what happens. I don't think WWE has the depth anymore to populate both shows with wrestlers that people care about.
They still have 100+ wrestlers.
Yeah, absolutely. But how many of those people have like been worked to be like put over and to be like the centerpiece of television?
Yeah.
Like if you don't have Roman Reigns on one show,
the other show is missing out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need Roman and Brock on the opposite shows.
Right.
And Brock's not there at all.
And Brock's not there at all. Brock's like skinning deer and being a butcher.
Underneath Brock and Roman, who's the third?
Randy Orton, I guess.
Yeah.
But like Randy Orton's in a tag team with Riddle. So like Cody.
McIntyre?
Drew McIntyre, Cody.
Cody's interesting. But we'll have to find out. We're going to find out.
But like if you split all those guys up, who are these guys feuding with? That's
it's just the need to create new people.
You know, Big E's hurt, and Big E's going to be hurt for a while. Like,
yeah, we'll talk about Big E in a little bit. But we got to keep moving on. We got to keep this gravy train rolling because there's some people that aren't happy in WWE right now.
Who's not?
Next slide there, Tam. Roderick Strong. Oh. Roderick Strong. He wants to be with his friends. He misses his friends, and he wants to be with them again. Who's his wife?
Marina Shafir.
That's his wife is Marina Shafir.
His wife's Marina Shafir. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let him hang out with his wife. He is not happy. He's apparently requested his release, and WWE has purportedly denied it because they have creative plans with him. Do you think that they've ever really what creative plans do they need Roderick Strong for?
None.
Right?
Not only that, but like every member of the Diamond Mine. Do you know the Diamond Mine?
Yeah, I know of it.
Every original member of the Diamond Mine that was pitched, every original member is gone from the company. There are members.
Swerve?
No, Marina Shafir was one of them. Malcolm Bivens was another to be their manager. A Japanese wrestler whose name I can't remember. Taylor Rust, who got released, and then another guy who got released. Everybody's gone. That was why he stayed. He originally wanted to leave, but he re-signed his contract. And they were like, this is what we're going to do with you. We're going to put you in this group called the Diamond Mine with your wife and all of these other people. And then slowly but surely, all of them got released. They got replaced by other members, and a couple of them are okay. And now more people have been released, and now he's just there. He's just alone. He also, I like Roderick Strong. I think he's a good wrestler. But he's not exactly a guy that can, carry a program. He's not a big talker.
And the thing is, what's upsetting to me or disappointing me or whatever is the fact that I don't... if he leaves WWE, go to AEW, which he will do.
Sure.
He will do. All of his friends are there, and they're going to pick him up. It's just I don't care to see him on AEW. It's just more the same.
Yeah, I only see him. I would only want him in AEW if he's going to do, let's say they do a War Games, Blood and Guts, and it's Kenny, the Bucks, and Hangman versus Roderick Strong, Red Dragon, and Adam Cole. I would love to see him for that 4-on-4, but after that's over, I got no need for Roderick Strong.
Yeah, it's just him and Johnny Gargano.
I think Johnny Gargano has a lot more charisma and personality than Roderick Strong.
Johnny Gargano does?
Yeah, I do.
I'll agree with that. Well, we're going to be on the same page about that.
Roderick Strong, pretty boring. The only person more boring than Roderick Strong, Tony Nese.
Oof.
It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion.
No, it's okay. We have to keep moving on, though, Roy. We have to keep moving on because we still have a lot more news to cover. Next slide there, Tam. Big E. Big E, you alluded to it earlier. Big E is still in recovery from his neck, and it looks like it's going to be a little longer. Recent reports is that the C1 isn't healing optimally.
Yeah.
And that he's going to be back into a neck brace for about 4 to 6 weeks. I guess he was out of it for a period of time. Yeah. And if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't heal in a better way, fusion. Yeah. And fusion sucks.
Fusion sucks. That's another year.
But also it's just you're fusing that area of your neck will not move ever again.
Yeah.
It will always that specific area between these two vertebrae will just be together. And so it's not totally debilitating, but that's a huge motion. I don't know what it would even look like, but people who have had the neck fusion, who was it? Kurt I think
I
he's the
don't
first.
think Kurt's ever had the fusion.
Oh,
Has
no,
he?
Stone Cold definitely did.
Stone Cold had the
definitely did.
fusion. Lita had a fusion.
Rhino had a fusion.
Rhino had a fusion. I think Edge also had a fusion back in like 2002. I think Kurt, instead of having the fusion, kept having those like quick fix surgeries.
Give me a shot of cortisol.
Well, he would like after WrestleMania 19 when he dropped the belt to Brock. They were like, all right, time for you to have the surgery that everyone has. That like Austin, Rhino, Edge, Benoit had it.
Yeah.
Like, all these people had it, and he was like, I found this doctor. And he could do this thing. I'm out 3 months. It's a quick little fix. I'm going to do that. And that's what he just kept doing his entire career. And that's why his neck is so fucked.
I think that's also what John Cena did when he broke his neck.
When did John Cena break his neck?
Oh, I think it was the powerbomb from Batista.
Oh, shit.
He did there was a top rope. John Cena jumped off for a leg drop off the top rope, and he caught him in a powerbomb. And I think that's when it happened. But he was out with a neck injury. And I think that's what it was. But hey, I could be wrong. But we do want Big E back, and then WWE needs Big E back.
Yeah, big time.
Big time.
They owe him a make good in the biggest of ways because they screwed up his title run, and then he broke his neck on like some real negligent shit, in my opinion.
When he comes back, whenever that is, he should be the one to take the title off Roman.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be Cody. I hope.
I'm fine with Cody winning a championship. Do I think actually...
He needs it.
Usos,
why bring this guy back?
No, the Samoan family versus the Rhodes, that's actually pretty good.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially with what he's saying about his dad and how he's never given an opportunity. And honestly, the WWE's always taking care of Roman Reigns' family.
Right,
always taking care of the family and never the Rhodes. Interesting. All the Money says, I think WWE sees Roderick Strong as a reliable jobber that can work to get over lesser paid talent. Just my 2 cents. And you're 100% right, All the Monies. That just your 2 cents, All the Monies? Thank you. Brooklyn Bleak says, Big E will be moving like Michael Keaton in his Batman 89 suit. Oh, come off it. Can't move his necks. Hello. But that's very silly, Brooklyn Bleak. We have to keep moving on, though, because we got some things with Tessa Blanchard. Next slide there, Tam. Tessa Blanchard, former WoW champion. She's really stirring the pot. WoW is making this big debut, right? They're rebranding, they're redoing the whole thing. They took a little hiatus. They're coming back strong. Apparently, they've got some connections with Viacom CBS. They might be on some CBS syndicated networks as well, CW syndicated networks coming the fall. AJ Lee is their executive producer of the show.
Is she going to be a commentator too? Is that what they said?
Maybe. I would love that. But they were going to have Tessa Blanchard, this kind of rehabilitating her career. Yeah. This was like a big rehab move. And they're going to kind of have her as one of the top people of the company, if not the top person of the company. And during some sort of acting class that they had and training, she ripped apart a wrestler. What's her name? I wrote it down here. Samantha Sage. She goes by Americana. Yeah. And apparently in the class, she just ripped her apart in a promo during class. And I guess like it just went too far to the point where they stopped class that day. And now there's talks about what we're going to do with this. And it's just like, what could you have said in class? What have you done, Tessa? Couldn't you just keep your shit together for class? Right.
Yeah, it's a sad situation. She's also like 26. I had no idea she was so young. She's really talented.
Super young, like great look, great physicality, athleticism. I'm a big fan of her as a performer.
Sure, of course.
But God damn it, can she shut the fuck up?
Yeah, and she just has a lot of really mean, offensive shit. She's spit on people. She's used racial slurs. Like, she's not good, and it's not good. I mean, it's not good. I don't know, she being not whatever. But she reminds me a lot of Teddy Hart, minus the criminal stuff. But like,
she's better than Teddy Hart.
I'm saying both of them had a lot of opportunities, and they blew it every time. Yeah. Like, this WoW project, I didn't realize this when I started reading about this. This project was centered around her to rehab her image.
Yeah.
And she blew it. The project designed to rehab her image, she fucking blew it. It's crazy. And I saw somebody say something like, some insider said, like, if you want to see Tessa Blanchard wrestle, you better know how to speak Spanish because she's only going to be wrestling in Mexico.
Yeah. Roy, I just realized the title of this week's show, The Weekly Wrestle 23, a Newsweek.
I didn't finish it. I was gonna finish it, and then I didn't finish it.
Lord God, what are we doing? All the Money's writes, I thought I heard Cody is gunning for the Intercontinental belt and will change its look to something classic again, just like he did years ago. I heard something similar about changing the belt, but it was the WWE belt. I heard he's going to bring the Winged Eagle back.
I'd love that.
I think he's going to bring back that 1980s, late 80s, early 90s Winged Eagle, which I think is the best one.
That is the best one.
It is the best one. I don't necessarily like the Attitude one where it turned really light blue and it became a perfect circle. That one. I liked it because that's the one I was kind of introduced to, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just it's too it's not grand enough. The Winged Eagle with the wings coming off, pretty grand.
I also liked the Undisputed Championship belt. I did like that belt.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Until it became a spinner belt, and then it was really shitty, and they've always had shitty titles since then.
We should do a retrospective on the belt designs.
Oh, that's great. Great idea. Who is the best champion for each belt?
Oh yeah. And we give them the belt. We give them that belt. Yeah. All the Money's writes, Tessa Blanchard to control your narrative confirmed. All the Money's. Who is that? Yeah, that's All the Money's. Great job, All the Money's. And honestly, she fits there. Let her have
her
fun.
Versus Sarah Logan for forever.
The deep state title or whatever.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Bleak says Tessa Blanchard just really believes in kayfabe. Wait, she can't go to Japan or UK either? Damn.
Well, I guess she could, but I don't know if anybody would want her. Although I'm pretty sure the incident she had with the female wrestler that she called racial slurs and spit on was in Japan. So I don't know if that company would necessarily want her back.
Yeah. Connor Riley writes, CYN just found their new female champ. We're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
We're all on the same page. Yeah. Excellent job, everyone. I'm glad when we have this mind meld together. It's very magical.
It's really nice.
Right?
It's nice.
It's really magical. Bless all of you. Hey, have you checked out our Instagram? Have you checked out our TikTok? Have you found our podcasts online and reviewed them on Apple Podcasts? I'm looking at all of you.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm looking at all of you. Reach out!
Ian Riccaboni.
What?
Ian Riccaboni. Remember when he says that?
No, I'm doing Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, I'm saying Ian Riccaboni.
The largest gathering of hands in the world today. Reach out, touch it. It's gathering together. Use your power. We got to get. Thank you. Next up, and this is hopefully a redemption story that we could get behind. Next slide there, Tam. Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, this is interesting.
It's very interesting, and it obviously what he said. But just a recap. Brian Kendrick was supposed to have something of a career resurgence earlier this year when he was supposed to be facing, right? I was looking
at that picture. I went, because it's like
I went for something solemn. But Brian Kendrick was supposed to face Moxley, and literally that week, right before the show, that day, news broke and about past comments that Brian Kendrick made on podcasts and online and 2011, 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was over the course of like a year or two. And it was nothing before that and nothing really since. But it was terrible, ghastly comments, anti-Semitic, conspiracy theory stuff. And conspiracy theories are fun, but they all end up in anti-Semitism, and you just have to stop. You gotta go to a level and just like, deep state. But then when you're just like Zionism and whatever, you gotta cut it.
You gotta stop.
But the thing is, like, those came out, these terrible comments that he made. I won't even divulge exactly what they were, but he comments on them and he just talks about what they were. And he's like, I don't believe those things. And I remember his first apology. He's like, I don't believe those things. I never believed those things. And I didn't understand what that meant. I was just like, what do you mean you never believe? You said them pretty clearly and definitively. More has come out and he's definitely kept out of the profile. He hasn't been talking a lot. He's just been laying low because that's what you should do.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be constantly trying to defend your shit. You should kind of just like take a breather. Velveteen Dream, but take a breather and figure your shit out. And I think he's come forward saying like, that was a gimmick gone wrong.
Really?
He was saying like, listen, I was trying to make a buzz for myself online. And with Alex Jones and people like that, he's just like, I thought I could be a conspiracy theory wrestler. And I thought and back in that time frame, there was a lot more pushing the envelope than there was
Sure.
today.
Sure.
We've heard Vince McMahon say the N-word. We've heard,
Ooh.
right?
Even in that like 2012, 2013, 14
still,
period,
yeah.
there was still a lot of things happening on the indie scene that were questionable.
Yeah, and honestly, Donald Trump changed a lot of that. 2016 changed a lot of people's minds, being like, "Wow, this is like it's gone to like." I just listening to some podcasts up into 2015 where there's a lot more edgy, like, "Oh, well, it's just a joke humor." A lot of comics, but 2016 changing like, "Oh,
100%.
we've been dicks for a long time and we didn't understand it." That's what white privilege is not understanding when you're being a dick.
Well, also you got to think
part of it. What is? There's a lot more to it, Red.
At the time of Brian Kendrick doing all of this, there was another certain wrestler who was literally assaulting people in the ring by making them touch his dick. So
yeah, exactly. But Joey
there's just
Ryan.
There's a lot there.
He said that it was a gimmick gone wrong, and he said even if I didn't believe it, and I never did, it's and if it didn't cost me a job or whatever, he's just like, I'm just completely embarrassed. Completely embarrassed by the things that I said, and he understands the hurt that he's caused, and he's sorry about it, and he is trying to make some amends. He's working with the Mitzvah Project. Did you hear about that? The Mitzvah Project, nice. Which is a survivors of the Holocaust group, and where he kind of works with them. I'm not sure what he's doing there, but he's volunteering his time to try and make amends for the people that he's harmed. He's like, there's no taking back what I said. I just want you to understand that's not who I am.
Right.
Dumb gimmick idea. Stupid gimmick idea. Not excusable, but I do like when people try to make amends and try to atone. If I was a wrestler, that'd be my thing. Like, atone. What's his name from? You ever see The Network?
The movie The Network?
Yeah. You must atone for your sins. What's his name? Ed Asner? No, it's someone else.
No, I know who you're talking about though.
He's from Deliverance. He's like the one that had to squeal like a pig. Forget his name. Brian Kendrick, long way to go, but I hope he's doing okay.
He's figured it out.
Yeah, honestly, it's a hard thing to go through, facing things that you did in the past and that you don't agree with anymore, or never agreed with, but you're just being a dick or dumb or stupid,
Yep.
And I'm happy that he's facing them.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's the best you could do, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Brooklyn Bleak says, I subscribe to the podcast on Spotify. Brooklyn Bleak.
Thank you, Bleak.
Bleak, you're getting one of these.
Wow, you're so dominant.
Yeah, you deserve that. You deserve that, Brooklyn Bleak. Brooklyn Bleak says, I'm sure Kendrick can go back to Impact. I think they signed the Briscoes. And the Briscoes, another group that are just like, they realize they said something fucked up.
Yeah.
And they agree. They realize, that was wrong.
Religion's
we thought we were doing God's work. We thought we were doing God's work, Yeah. And we thought that's what God wanted, but they're just like, and religion poisons us. Being a man is poisonous.
Sure.
Being a white man is poisonous in this
and being
world.
A macho wrestler on top of all of that doesn't help
and
either.
All those things. So like the Briscoes, I'm glad that they're facing theirs head on. I think they should be forgiven. Brian Kendrick probably still has a little bit more way to go. But I think, if he keeps on this path and doesn't try to be like double down on his bullshit or try to be like, why is everyone mad at me? Like I'm, as long as it's this, I hope he's able to reconcile with the people he's hurt in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I completely agree.
I hope. Chica Marks writes, I guess now he'll no longer hide backstage at Wrestling Pro Wrestling. Apparently, because Chica Marks goes to Wrestling Pro Wrestling in LA, and it's a show run by him, and he's still running it, but he's trying not to take attention away by showing up or doing things. And so, he's been hiding in the back, trying to ruin the other wrestlers' times and stuff like that by taking attention away. And maybe he won't. And I said I went to the Wrestling Pro Wrestling with Chica Marks right after the news broke. And I could have sworn he was going to make a statement, like coming out just being like, I'm sorry or something. Yeah. But he didn't show up. And I guess that's probably the best.
Yeah,
Don't make it about you. Don't make it about you.
Keep it away. When that footage came out from PWG in 2002 with Excalibur, and it was a situation where he used the N-word. Do you remember this?
No.
He used the N-word on Human Tornado, who in real life is one of his best friends, at the time at least. And Human Tornado was like, I want you to say this. I need you to say this for the sake of the angle. I need you to say this. And it made Excalibur really uncomfortable, but he did it. And when the footage leaked, everyone was outraged, and Human Tornado made a statement, and he was like, I told him to say that. This is on me. Like, I told him to say, and at the time I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine. Like, he shouldn't be punished for something that I told him to do as, you know, an African-American man. And nobody was punished. Excalibur wasn't punished or anything, but in order to lay low and not take attention away from Dynamite,
he did take a few days off of Dynamite.
He took like 3 weeks off or something like that.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I think that's just a good practice. Don't immediately try to be like, I was wrong. You were wrong about me. You know, take a breather. Take a breather. If not even just for like the situation, for yourself. You know,
I agree.
It's traumatic to face those things, even if you were in the wrong. It's still traumatic to face your past self. Take some time off and recalibrate, dog.
You're speaking my language, Red.
You got to do it. All the Money says dick flips were fun, but Joey Ryan's gimmick apparently wasn't really a gimmick in real life. Nevertheless, Undertaker penis walk lives rent free in my head. What?
Undertaker?
Did he grab someone's dick and do the old school?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
I bet Ric Flair did it. He was doing old school Ric Flair, and Ric Flair just grabbed his dick and just. Honestly, that would be a great counter for the old school, right?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's true.
As long as it's consensual. As long as it's consensual.
Yeah.
All the Money's right. And I think a lot of the dick flips were. I'm sure all of them were consensual as a man, but it's the things that happen. Let's just.
But it's still what you're showing
it's the stuff
the
audience. It's what you're showing the audience, but it's what happened backstage that was inappropriate. Right. That was not consensual. All the Money says Briscoes recently lost the NWA title match to La Rebellion. I don't know who that is. Is that was that Rene Dupree and Sylvain Grenier?
No, I don't think it is.
That's La Resistance.
La Resistance.
Brooklyn Bleak says, do you think WWE put that info out on the day of his debut, like the thing WWE supposedly did with the bloody pizza cutter spot during the Domino's commercial and picture? Honestly, I wouldn't put it past them that they're that petty. And they definitely knew.
Sure, of course.
They know everything. Yeah. They Google search you to death. Brooklyn Bleak says, oh, they know everything. They
just don't care.
They do. They either do care and they're like, oh, this is fine for us. Or like they do care and they're just like, no one will find out, you know? Yeah. Or they do care and they're like, someone will find out, we need to act.
Yeah. Good point.
Brooklyn Bleak says, Briscoes are in a title match on the Impact pay-per-view tonight and doing stuff with MLW. They're everywhere. And as they should be. They're an amazing tag team that have they've asked for forgiveness.
Hey, is that Impact show? This is to the chat. Is that Impact show on Impact Plus, or is it a pay-per-view that I have to pay for?
Yeah, let us know. I'm interested in this Impact Plus stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a score and a login for us.
Ooh. I can't wait to find out from who. We got to keep on moving. We have to keep on moving because we have one last news item. We have one last news item. Freddie, next slide there, Tam. This is the last one of the night. Freddie Prinze Jr. Freddie Prinze Jr. This is the discussion piece. The last one is a discussion piece. Has announced, in a matter of speaking, that he's opening up another wrestling show. He is opening up, and he's jumping into the wrestling company world, and he's saying within 18 months it will be on. It's going to be a 2-hour show. He's playing for a 2-hour show, and all the wrestlers on the show will be SAG. They will be Screen Actors Guild with insurance and benefits for all. Amazing.
Sure.
Let it go. Let's have this unionized shit. And he was also in one of the interviews, he was saying, as soon as WB sells, because no one will unionize underneath Vince McMahon. As soon as it sells, everyone must strike. Everyone must strike, because if it's selling from Vince McMahon will do it, but everyone else, like if you sell to some corporation like an Amazon or a Disney or whatever, like that kind of unionization, that kind of message, Vince McMahon could brush that off. He's brushed off everything. Dude is kind of bulletproof, unfortunately.
He kind of is.
But Disney is Disney has a lot more to answer for, you know, and such. So I'm really excited about that. But what are your thoughts on Freddie Prinze Jr.'s promotion, and is it related to Conrad Thompson and Jeff Jarrett?
I get mad every time someone talks about every time someone starts talking about starting a new promotion, because NWA's out there. Somebody buy it. Like, Freddie Prinze Jr. should buy the NWA and turn it into what he's talking about.
But the NWA has a certain stink on it.
Well, Freddie Prinze Jr. can clean it up.
No, but like sometimes you just want to have your own
Sorry, Jim
thing.
Dad.
Jim Dad?
Yeah,
Tony Storm. Tim Storm, Jim Dad. But I don't know. I just think it's interesting, and I'm happy for.
I think it's good. I think it'll be fun. I mean, who do you put in that? Who's around? Joey Janela? Johnny Gargano?
there'll be plenty around. And I honestly feel like he's a WWE guy, you know, and I think that he's had a lot of WWE connections. So I'm seeing a lot of WWE faces coming in.
Santino, Morella, Tommy Dreamer, Swoggle.
Shut the fuck up.
What? I'm serious. These are all serious
But Santino
people.
should be color commentator.
Brian Myers,
You hear what I
Matt
said?
Cardona. I heard you. That's a good idea.
Santino should be color commentator.
Who should be the lead commentator?
Joey Styles.
I wonder. I'm curious.
Matt Stryker.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Matt
of course it's
Stryker.
Matt Stryker. I've heard stories about
Is he
Matt
bad?
Stryker and Freddie Prinze Jr.
All right, really?
doing their thing, being weirdos. Yeah, I've heard some
Like
stories.
cool
on some
weirdos or bad
podcasts.
weirdos?
Like a lot of ladies in a hotel room, weirdos.
Consensual?
Of course.
Oh, then whatever. Whatever, dog. Partay. Let's partay.
I mean, he's been married to Sarah Michelle Gellar since 2002.
Do your thing, dog. As long as she's in the... Hey, if she's cool with it too, I'm all for it.
I'm trying to figure out what years he was in the WWE right now.
2007,
because I'm thinking about
2010,
who
something
was
like
blowing
that.
up at that time.
I don't know. We have some comments while you look that up. All the Money says, if all the wrestlers on Freddie Prinze show are going to be SAG, then the show is going to be expensive production costs, and wrestlers will really fight to keep work just to keep their insurance. That's interesting. I'm sure there's going to have to be some. I wonder if SAG has what SAG does for stunt people.
Yeah, you know, it's
because it's probably similar thing, right?
There's an independent wrestler whose name is Jodie Threat, I think her name is, something like that. She's Canadian, but she's also a stunt person and is part of SAG. So she's like, I saw something on Twitter. She was like, "Hey, Freddie Prinze Jr., I'm already SAG. Hire me." Great idea. She's a good wrestler. Freddie Prinze Jr. Who?
Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura's SAG. He's just like, as soon as I got that job with Midnight Runner, I became SAG. And I was like, screw your insurance. I've got SAG now. And WWE is garbage. Hot garbage.
You sound like the way your facial
hot garbage.
It's like Gilbert Gottfried doing a Jesse Ventura impression.
What? My name's Gilbert Gottfried. Welcome to my name's Jesse the Body Ventura. That's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good Gilbert Gottfried, right?
Yeah, that is pretty good.
I'm Iago. Welcome to Aladdin. That's what he said.
Oh my god. Freddie Prinze
good.
Jr. was with WWE essentially from 2008 to 2012.
Okay.
So the Great Khali is going to be his first heavyweight champion.
I was right there.
That's good. You were right there.
But there's a lot there, and we're very excited about it. Brooklyn
MVP.
Bleak says, MVP.
Jamie Noble.
Bring him on. Oh, I can't
Primo.
wait. Brooklyn Bleak says Billy Corgan doesn't own NWA anymore.
Who does? What?
Brooklyn Bleak says Ninja Mac for NWA.
Ninja Mac for Freddie Prinze Jr.
Ninja Mac for dumpster fire. A dumpster fire, a garbage. Ninja Mac doesn't have SAG insurance like I do. We have to keep going.
At least we like do impressions and we don't think we're like, you know, an impression show. Like this isn't I don't know, people who do impressions.
Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
Let me do my Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah. Or that other show that I've been listening to recently, but it's really hard to get through. It's really good, but it's hard to get through. I don't remember the name of it right now, so waste of time. Sorry.
That's the end of the news, Roy.
Wow.
What's next on the docket?
We got a video, Red.
Is it the video that I sent in there?
Yes, it is. Sure is.
We have a little preview. I'm going to go a full breakdown review sometime soon of WWE 2K22. But I will say this. Let's just start the video and I'll talk through it.
Yeah.
There's parts of it that you need to hear. You
Okay.
need to be audio listening because the announcer will announce my name and you have to hear that. I made myself as a creative person in the game. And let's just say there's some issues that they need to patch because for some reason I can't fix them. Tam, when you can, let's play that video. If you could give me some sort of audio cue when you start playing it, because I don't have the live feed.
Yeah.
I have the feed that they have.
While Tam's pulling
Okay, it's playing right now. It's playing right now. So you're gonna see me coming to the ring, and definitely have the audio on. I don't want to talk over this. I wonder how we can.
Are we gonna be able to hear the audio?
You have to turn on your audio on your phone. Oh, it's almost there.
There it is.
So you're gonna see me. No, listen. All right, that's that. Facing Andre. Mr. Mondo Brett Jeffries. I'm so sorry. That's the best I could do. As you can see, I've made a character. I gave the bathrobe. I tried to give a blonde mustache.
You're wrestling Andre the Giant?
I didn't choose this as a part of storyline. Look at his face. Look how terrible his face looks. It's not a good Andre. It's not good. And there's just a little bit of action of me in the ring. As you can see, I'm facing Andre. The body type isn't exact. It's as close as it could get. They won't let me edit. So some issues with the game. Could you turn off the perfect?
I did.
It's the issues with the game that I'm facing are the fact that customization with the Creator Wrestler. I'll just talk about Creator Wrestler right now. Can't customize the body. They have preset templates. I can't make my shoulders wider, narrower. I can't make them sloop down. I can't make my hands longer. So you can't have those fun guys that you used to be able to make that were like ghastly. But also like I have one short shoulder. I can't do it. I can't do it in the game. Also, I am not that athletically built in this game, but the other option above this is grotesquely fat. So like there's no middle ground, and it's very frustrating. Very frustrating. And let's address the green mustache. Apparently, a lot of people are facing issues with their hair is turning green at random parts of the game. Don't know how to fix it. And All the Money says your game character looks just like you.
It's true. It's true.
I work hard. I'm working on making a Hammer Roy Hammer, and they actually have Hammer Roy Hammer.
No way, really?
They have Hammer and they have Roy,
right.
and then put
Greg the Hammer Valentine. Yeah, I guess so.
And I'm making a Moet. Moet's looking okay. Yours kind of looks like. You ever see the Little Giants?
Yeah.
Remember the kid that blew the snot bubble out of his nose?
Great.
You look like that kid. You look like that nerd from the Big Green. But we're having a lot of fun. Let us know what you think. And if you become a Patreon member, and there are already a few of you there, I will eventually make you in the game.
Yeah.
I'm going to need your picture, your front picture, profile picture, and I will make you in the game. And then we're going to start having tournaments.
There's going to be tournaments.
I've already started working on the Twitch. And I found that I don't need a capture card to do it.
Really?
I could do it right from PS5.
Oh, fantastic.
Right from PS5. Am I getting louder or quieter?
You're getting a little louder, but you're okay.
I fixed it. Chica Mark says, what tier do you get to make them for Patreons? You're already in, Chica Marks.
All of them.
There's one tier. There's one tier right now.
You're a winner, baby. That's the tier.
You're a winner, baby. That's a really good tier. Chica Marks are getting one. You are definitely getting one. You're probably you're top of the list. S is up there. Meta Sunbro's up there. Joe's up there. There's a lot of people I have to start making.
There's a lot of people getting.
A lot of people I start making. Yeah. So that's the end of that. I'm going to give a real breakdown probably next weekly wrestle. I'm going to have some screenshots. Maybe have Roy done by then so we can see our entrance videos.
Ooh.
Roy and Moet. We're going to have us coming out dancing as a three-way. What's next on the docket, Roy? What else we have?
We just have the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame.
Interesting Hall of Fame we're going to be having.
One.
Well, Roy, do you want to dive off with that Hall of Fame? Do you have something in mind, or? Because I have an idea.
You go for it.
I have an idea, and I'm going to say it. It's not. It's going to be for a certain someone that I've been very hard on.
Oh,
I've been very hard on this person for a while. But they've really done. They've done a lot different this week. They've really taken charge, changed the game, have some fire in their belly, and I think they deserve to be in the May 7th LLW HOF class, I am formally inducting Ruby Soho.
Wow.
Ruby Soho has changed, like that promo that she did on Wednesday with the group of the Tony, Britt, and Jamie, and she was the one that shined.
Yep.
I think she did a great job. And then she had this match that just made me think, oh, I like Ruby Soho again. And I'm very happy that she's finally found her rhythm. It looks like she's faster, which is good because she looked pretty sluggish for a period of time. But she's looking good, and I'm excited for her. Ruby Soho, welcome. Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Wow, welcome. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. You got a sound? You got a sound for
no, I'm going to do it for the end. I'm going to do the end.
This is a controversial...
I'll give one right now.
Yeah. Nice. This is a controversial pick. But I feel like this person deserves to be celebrated, even if they're not physically there. You know, they've been talking about it for months and for decades now, almost. Like decades. Literally over 2 decades. We've been talking about this person and how we want him to be celebrated more in the world of professional wrestling, but for obvious reasons we never got the chance to. And now that both brackets are full and we're moving towards the crowning of the first winner of each respective tournament, I'm inducting Owen Hart into the only Hall of Fame that Owen Hart will be inducted into.
Wow,
the LLW Weekly.
At least the first.
At least,
and it will be in the record books that Owen Hart was the May 7th Loser Leaves Wrestling HOF.
Yeah.
Part of the class, right there with Ruby Soho.
Right there with Ruby Soho and Owen Hart. I actually really love both of these brackets. I love both of these tournaments. I'm very excited for these matches, and I'm very excited for the finals that will both take place on pay-per-view where it should be. In front of AEW's biggest crowd ever.
Merry fucking Christmas. So happy. Welcome, Owen Hart, Ruby Soho to the class of Loser Leaves Wrestling Hall of Fame, May 7th, 2022.
We did it,
what
Red.
Fun. What
just
fun
when I thought
today.
we would go past 90 minutes, we got in just under the wire.
We did it. Thank you all so much for joining us. Please check out Loser Leaves Wrestling everywhere that you can, and share it with some people. Please, we want you to share it.
Let them know.
Share it. Sharing is caring, and it's caring for us, and we will love you for it.
Yeah, we love you.
We will.
We
thank
love
you
ya.
so much. Check out our Patreon. I'm going to make you a creative person someday. We're going to all have matches together and little Loser Leaves Wrestling Rumble one day.
Yeah.
We need to get 30 Patreon subscribers, so hurry up. I know, right? And we're gonna have an LLW title that I'm currently designing.
Oh,
yeah,
I love it.
An LLW arena.
I have so many questions, but I'll ask you later.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We got Connor saying, "Sorry, random, and don't know if anyone mentioned it before, but Davey Boy Smith Jr. as a wild card.
Interesting.
I would like that.
Very, very interesting. I would like that too.
And I wouldn't need him to win.
No.
Or if he does win, Davey Boy Smith Jr. That's hard.
Sure. That's the only Hart that's like active right now.
And responsible.
Sure, Teddy doesn't count. Correct.
Yeah. And also Natty is with WWE.
Correct.
And she's responsible. She's very responsible.
Definitely. Absolutely.
We like Natty. We like that.
Yeah, Natty's great.
Except for when she's farting.
I love her then.
Yeah, that was Natty at her peak. Connor writes, would be a nice touch. I think that's actually a very interesting idea.
That's
I like
really
it.
Nice.
All the money says, congratulations to Hall of Fame. Great show. We have to get out of here before we go over our time. Thank you all so much for everything. We really appreciate you. Follow Loser Leaves Wrestling everywhere. Call the hotline 201-574-7222. We want those voicemails. We want those texts. We want your pictures. We want everything.
Yeah.
We want it all.
We want it all.
I don't know what we're going to do with it.
We're going to do something, though. We're going to do
something. Maybe more consistently. Thank you all so much, very much. Have a great one. Share with your friends. My name is Red Jefferson. I'm with Roy Hammer. Bye. 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 Roy, give us a countdown. Bye. 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 Bye.
3, 2, 1. Bye.
Ole.